am Cliff Bowman. I was the president of the Rotary Club of Tucson from 2016 to 2017.
Cliff, that's a major responsibility. Tell me what it was like to be club president your year. What was your experience?
I didn't have any expectations for when I took the presidency. Some of the things that I wanted to do is try to have some fun and lighten the mood at our meetings, because meetings are meetings, and people, they just don't want to go to a meeting. They want to experience some fun and maybe learn something while they're there at the meetings. So I wanted our meetings to be fun. I wanted our experiences to be fun. I wanted to, and from that, I extremely enjoyed our meetings. I had a lot of fun at our meetings. It was very enjoyable working with all the Rotarians, and fulfilling. I was surprised at how much that I took pleasure in being the club president and being at the meetings, and how I looked forward to it every week.
Did you ever have a chance to eat lunch?
I started showing up to lunch early so that I could pound away the lunch and then be there and ready and available for everybody else as we went through our meetings.
Good plan. What did you learn that surprised you most? That was a revelation to you during your year?
Well, this shouldn't have been a shocker to me, but it ended up that I was, and it has to do with just our club, how much that our club does, and once I met all the other club presidents and saw some of the other clubs, that just how much into Rotary our club is, and how it leads the district and many other clubs in the country on the number of projects that we do, the fellowship that we have, the experience level of our members, and that that everybody at these meetings from the other clubs and stuff were always remarking at how great our club was, how much things that we did, and like I said, that shouldn't have been a shocker to me, but I guess I'm spoiled by our club and realizing that the amount of work and the good deeds that we do in the community is actually unusual.
You came into this presidency as an experienced Air Force officer with lots of experience, but you'd never been president of our Rotary Club.
Right.
What skills did you gain during your experience?
Well, in the military, you do things because you have to. I mean, it's expected. And you just have to. And the thing, another thing that surprised me, and that I guess that I gained from my time as president was gratitude. Being grateful for those that give up their time, because this is we're all volunteers, right? And the amount of gratitude that was shown to me for being the club president was something that I was not used to or accustomed to. Because, like I said, in the military, you just do it because you have to. But here, people don't have to do these things, and they're grateful that you're doing them. And so it increased my gratitude for people that just volunteer their time and their talents to help make their community better and our club better.
Oh, that's a good answer. Good experience. So what was your most inspiring moment? When you look back on your year, 12 months as president, what was the most inspiring moment that you were proud of during your year? The thing that you look back on and smile? Right.
Well, the one that comes to mind that still brings a smile to my face was our March Madness campaign. As you know, here in Tucson, we get excited around the March time frame. So Steve Pickering was the one that led the charge. He had gotten the experience or had talked to someone from the Cincinnati club, and they had done this a few years prior, and had brought in a lot of members to their club. So we thought we'd give it a try. So Steve and Chuck Sawyer ran this campaign where we would divide the club up into teams, 8 different teams, and the winner would be the team that brought in the most guests for that meeting. So we had all our meetings in March and into April. where we had 50 plus guests at each of our meetings. The meetings were energetic, they were fun, they were excited. Everybody, I mean, those are some of the most memorable meetings to me, just because of all the folks that were fellowshipping and having fun at the meetings. And we ended up with about 15 to 20 new members just from that one membership drive. It led to a huge increase in our club, and it was just a great time. I really enjoyed it.
It was really important too, because our membership had been dropping, and that initiative really was helpful.
Right, and it also helped into the I mean, it was not just for that 1 month, but we think that it ended up driving into the next year as well.
Mm-hmm. You haven't mentioned car show yet. Tell me about car show.
Yep. So the car show during my year, the chair was Jim Murphy. It was the X and 11th car show, and it was certainly a different perspective being the club president for the car show as it was, being one of the soldiers out there organizing the car show. It was. It was similar to our previous car shows. I think we just had come off Steve Pickering's year, which was the highest amount of proceeds that we'd gathered. But Jim did a great job leading the car show, and it was just fun just to kind of experience it, from getting to meet all the different car show owners, to be there for all the events. And not necessarily having to work each of the events for a change.
Yeah, that's good. Well, now that you're looking back on this experience, what advice would you give to an incoming president that you wish you had heard? What could you tell an incoming president? What do you look out for? What advice?
Well, first of all, I mean, these are some of the things that I did hear from other club presidents, but maybe didn't do what they told me to do. So I will throw these out here too. One of the things that I did was I met with 6 or 7 past club presidents before taking over, just to get their thoughts and their experience. Sit down for coffee or for lunch and talk about what to expect. And one of the things that they told me, and one of the things that I told myself I would do, but didn't do it, but it was you want to, you want to change. You want to change the world. There's like 10, 20 things that you want to see in Rotary, for good or for bad, to change or to improve. Mm-hmm. And you really need to pick just like 2 or 3, the most of those things, so that you can, because the year goes fast, so that you can really focus on those 2 or 3 ideals that you want to see changed in the club, or changed in Rotary, or improved in the club. And you'll have a much better chance of success at doing those 2 or 3 things. If you try to do those 10 things, it's like I said, the year just goes so fast, and you end up spreading yourself too thin, and really nothing changes. So that would be kind of number one. We're all strivers, we're all go-getters, but you really have to narrow your focus to make sure that you succeed on those topics that are important to you. And then have fun is probably the second, or maybe even the first one. Realize that everybody's going to look to you for guidance, look to you to lead the club. And if you're up there at the podium having fun, and at our meetings having fun, and at our gatherings having fun, then I think the Rotarians will be more than likely to come to the meetings, get more involved. Kind of the leadership by example, and I did it. It was really an enjoyable experience for me.
My memory is that we had a lot of fun during your year. Thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome. So one of the other items that I'm proud of that we did in our year was when I went to the international convention in Atlanta. Everybody,
great city.
Everybody gets to go to these fabulous, Honolulu, Seoul, Korea, Germany. I got to go to Atlanta. I always find that. There are two cities in the United States that I've been to 10 plus times. Atlanta is one, and Los Angeles was the other. So, of course, the International Convention had to be in Atlanta. So I was very familiar with Atlanta. But there at the convention, the Rotary International president, his goal, one of the things he wanted to see was one tree planted for every Rotarian. So I left the International Convention knowing that was going to be an objective for Rotary International. And it was another thing that I was surprised of that our, again, I shouldn't have been surprised at this. Our club took the initiative. We had an agreement, an arrangement with Tucson Clean and Beautiful to plant trees around Tucson. And Chuck Sawyer again was a help with that one, and we had 4 or 5 different events to where we went into Tucson neighborhoods, dug holes, and threw trees in the ground. And by the beginning, I think it was February or March, we'd already met our 200, and we were at 260 trees and going. And it was not until March, April timeframe when the district finally kind of got involved and started planting those trees. So there were a couple other events that we went to with the district, but our club, again led by example, we had met the objectives of Rotary International, and Tucson Clean and Beautiful had a great program to plant the trees around Tucson. And that's something that's going to, be there, 50, 60 years from now, of those trees that we planted in those neighborhoods.
Put your initials in the trunks. Yeah.
Well, we should have, or at least branded, our club logo on there or something. But anyway, that's something else that I'm pretty proud of that our club accomplished.